Hey everybody, Adam here with Hometown Acres. Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the biggest problem with selling firewood. And no, I'm not talking about the banged up fingers, knuckles, knees, or shins. I'm talking about the amount of time that it takes to dry firewood. If you've been following the channel for the last few months, you know that we have been scrambling to catch back up with inventory, because once you fall behind, it's really difficult to catch back up because you only have one busy season, and that's in the wintertime when people are heating with wood. If you think about the restaurant industry and you see that 12-hour slow smoked brisket on the menu, the amount of planning that that restaurant has to do so that they don't have so much left over that it goes to waste at the end of the night, and also that they don't come up short and have to say all night long starting at 7 o'clock that, hey, we're out of the brisket. Firewood is kind of the same thing. Because brisket takes 12 hours to cook and you're trying to sell it all in one evening, firewood takes 6 to 12 months to dry out and you're trying to sell it all in one season. So I'm going to show you what our solution is going to be to that, because all this wood behind me, we just split in the last 2 or 3 weeks. It wouldn't be ready for this winter. So I want to show you the solution to how we're going to have this ready to go and sold for this winter. All right, so I wanted to get all 6 on there. I only put 5 on here for a couple of reasons. The first one is total weight. I think each one of these baskets is around 1,400, 1,500 pounds. So I'm estimating that 5 baskets here is right around 7,500 pounds of payload, plus the trailer is about 2,000 pounds empty. So right now I'll be towing about 9,500 pounds, which is right at the max of what the F-150 is rated for. I know you could probably get away with towing a little bit more, but seeing as how this isn't my trailer, it's a buddy's of mine, I don't want to take any chances. And I also don't want to, just in case there's any big hills, I don't want the tail to be wagging the dog on our way there. The other reason is for weight distribution. So I've got 2 baskets on the back side of the axles, which would give me negative tongue weight in the front. And then I've got 3 baskets on the front side of the axles, which is going to give me a little bit of positive tongue weight, make sure I'm not getting all squirrely going down the road. Anyway, let's get to where we're going. All right, so this is Sean with V1 Cut Lumber, and I was telling everybody at the beginning of this video that the biggest problem with firewood is that it takes 6 to 12 months to dry out, and you guys are going to be my saving grace for helping me catch back up with firewood inventory. Now, Sean, you are not the owner of this business.
I work for Greg Smith.
Yeah.
He's currently out west fighting forest fires right now.
So he's a little bit of wears many hats. He runs
he's helping the other people.
He runs a sawmill, a kiln, and he flies a tanker, a tanker plane, right?
Spreads. That's what he does.
Yeah, he sent me some pictures and some videos of him flying over some houses out in Texas and dropping fire retardant and water and stuff on some of these forest fires. It's pretty crazy, the drought we're going through. But anyway, the reason I brought everybody out here is I wanted to show them the setup you've got. So first and foremost, obviously, is the kiln, which is what we're most interested in for the firewood. And I'm actually picking up some lumber here today that I've got for another project and a future video. But this is the kiln. They've got one of these eye-dry vacuum kilns.
It actually sucks the moisture out and keeps all the water in and everything like that. So
yeah. Now, as far as firewood goes, how long do you think it'll take? So the stuff I brought you just now is a bunch of maple and cherry, a little bit of red oak mixed in there, but not much. That would take 6 to 12 months to dry out for me, trying to season it out in the sun.
I think, honestly, he had said like 3 days, possibly.
Really? Yeah. You don't have
7 days clean full. That's 4,000 board feet that's in there. That's well, it's all hemlock now, and everything's had. We got a little bit of cherry beams in there, and that takes a little longer if it's thicker.
Yeah.
But as far as the hemlock, you're looking at a week, but 3 to 5 days
for firewood.
Yeah.
You don't have a moisture meter on you, do you?
I do, absolutely.
I was gonna say we should check what the moisture content is of the wood the firewood I brought you just now, and then we'll check it again when we come back and pick it up and see how long it was in the kiln and how quick it dried.
I'll show you the controls on the back.
So this is the control panel, and you said that Greg, while he's out fighting fires in Texas.
He's out in Texas right now, and he can control all this from his phone, actually. And he knew when there was problems because the vacuum was not correct.
Yeah.
Even from where he was out there. So,
yeah.
So,
well, you can definitely feel the heat. I see you. So the kiln itself is already insulated, and then you guys built a second shell around this to insulate it even further.
Yes, he did. Absolutely. Yeah. Basically, from just a little bit that I know, you just release vacuum. Like if I hit that tomorrow, we should be taking the load out tomorrow. Takes about an hour to release vacuum.
Okay.
You just hit stop, release vacuum, and it releases fat, drains all the water, everything. There's a lot of water in there, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing I'm looking at right now is the temperature is running about 160 degrees, and I know that for the firewood portion of what we do is going to kill all the insects and the bugs.
Absolutely,
and
yes.
I've got some customers who they order, you know, a third to a half a quart of wood a year. They stack it in their garage, and that's one of their concerns is they don't want insects in their garage.
It kills everything.
So that's going to help me with an additional sales pitch there.
So, yeah, this here, you know, this is a plain table. It's pretty straightforward. I mean,
I always wondered if you got a big live edge slab, and you know when you go to dry it, it starts to warp a little bit or bend a little bit. Once it's dry, how do you go and straighten it back out? And
but yeah, I can fire it up. It only takes a second.
Yeah, I'd love to see this thing.
That's your on. You just turn it on, and that's our dust collecting unit over here. And it's all automatic. You just gotta kind of see where your high spots are off from the beginning.
Yeah.
And then right here is your lowering the coupler. Get down about a half turn.
Big 3-inch slab like this, how long would this normally take to plane it all out?
It takes about an hour and a half to solve.
Okay. All right, so aside from the kiln drying and the planing of the logs or the rough sawn lumber, what else do you guys do here? So do you guys, what percentage would you say is customer dried lumber versus lumber that you guys have milled yourself?
Customer dried would probably be, I would say probably 75% right at the moment. But,
yeah.
But like we get times where we slow down, like
and so you dry more of your own lumber.
Yeah, like what we have in there right now is mostly Greg's lumber.
Yeah,
and you're probably looking at probably 2,500 foot of hemlock, all different sizes.
So what all do you have available for sale here for anybody who might be watching that doesn't have a mill or a kiln.
All this live edge, you've got cherry. These are all cherry slabs they're all straightened.
Yep.
We've got hickory that is straightened.
So these have all been milled,
dried,
planed, or dried and then planed.
Everything, and even also those to your right there, those are ready to be straightened. That's all maple there.
Okay.
A little bit of cherry, but a bunch of hickory. Dried, that's hard ash. Cherry, it's all been straightened. It's all ready just for sanding, whatever.
That is some beautiful live edge slabs there. Now I saw you've got some bundled firewood over here as well. Let's take a look at that. So this is a kiln dried basket.
It is kiln dried, yes.
So this is kind of what we could expect to have ours look like when we get it back. I see you got a moisture meter there. Let's pop that in there and see what the moisture of this kiln dried is.
You can just check this here in
6.0.
6.0.
I know anything less than 20% is ready to burn.
Right.
I noticed you got a couple other toys back here. Looks like you have, I know you're not doing all your milling with this steel MS880 here.
Right.
But that is a heck of an Alaskan chainsaw mill there.
It does, it definitely is different. Yes.
And then there's your firewood bundler, the twister. I know our friend Joe over at Ohio Woodburner has one of those. Yeah. And so aside from this, obviously this isn't what you guys use for the primary milling that you do.
Primary out here we use the...
Let's go take a look at the sawmill you've got here. Yeah. All right, so Sean, what model wood miser is this?
This is a Wood Miser super hydraulic.
Okay.
It has the AccuSet on it. So if you take and fire this up, this is great. This is definitely a great thing to have because it tells you what your height is no matter what.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about guessing or anything like that.
I've got a manual sawmill and I'm used to reading all this by myself and turning the logs. This is a fully hydraulic sawmill.
So you fire it up and
so that's got a diesel engine on it too. That's nice. Yes. And you said that Greg is actually looking at, I think you said this will mill up to a 40-inch log and he's looking at upgrading sawmills
to a 70, and I do not know exactly. I think this will only do technically like 30-some inch log, like
diameter or slab.
Well, probably slab. Okay, say we hit this pattern here. Okay, it's 1 1/8 the whole way down through. So when you make that initial cut, say at 9.5 inches, it will drop 1 1/8 inch every board.
Well, that is very, I think you said the new mill he's talking about getting is going to have a cab with heat and air conditioning in it.
Yeah, it is going to have a cab, yes. And then that way it'll be a lot less eating dust and
sweating and...
Oh yeah, the wind normally comes out of the west here, so you normally eat a lot of sawdust some days. Some days.
And then you've got the full accompaniment of equipment here with the Cat 304 mini excavator and the skid steer.
Yeah, what we load with, we put our slabs there, we put all of our edging material here, and that less waste.
I've got a similar setup at home. I've got a 6-ton mini excavator. I don't have a skid steer, but I do have a tractor with a set of forks that I use to pull all my slabs off with. And it's kind of cool to see that, you know, somebody that's doing this full time as a legitimate business is doing it similar to how we're doing it.
It definitely helps a lot. Like, because the more we handle it, the more it just costs you money and time, and
you really got to spend quite a bit of time thinking about your setup with raw material, production, finished goods, waste material.
Like behind you there, that's now we actually are stickering that's going to go into the kiln, so we'll be able to pick that up and then just load it right on that
so right from there straight into the kiln. All right guys, so we are back from V1 Cut Lumber, and I wish I could have introduced you to Greg, the owner, but like we said at the beginning of this video, he is out fighting forest fires right now, flying tanker planes. So I do want to thank him for his service in doing that and helping others and sacrificing, you know, working for himself and going out and helping others. I think that's awesome. And I know this video was supposed to be about kiln drying firewood, and we got a little off topic once we got there and saw the slab miser and the sawmill and all the equipment that they had there. But I don't really know if I could put it into words anyhow, even if I tried, how awesome that is to be able to take drying firewood, which would normally take 6 to 12 months, and get it done in 3 days. That is going to be so helpful and beneficial to our small firewood business here. And not only that, but we also have a sawmill, so taking lumber there to get kiln dried, I can see in the future these are going to be really good guys for us to know for the sawmill and the firewood side. So if you live in northwestern PA and you need help with any one of those services, those guys are definitely the ones to know. They can cut the lumber for you, they can dry the lumber for you, they can flatten the lumber for you. And if you're not doing lumber and you just have firewood that you need to dry like right now, they can do that for you as well. I'll put a link to their contact information in the description down below. Again, V1 Cut Lumber in northwestern Pennsylvania. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this one, give me a big thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.